Good evening and welcome to your Saturday Sport News on NBC One. My name is Janet Krauses, coming to you live from the Dome in Swakopmund. Before we start, let's take a look at the headlines. Shaliahwe and Pingana win, while Haitope and Polis take shorter races in Sanlam Alliance Coastal Marathon. Namibia Hockey Union hosts mass trials to form national squads. And Rundu course advances football governance. Details coming up. Keep watching. Welcome back. Leading our news tonight. Namibia's long-distance athletes delivered strong performances at the 2026 Sanlam Alliance Coastal Marathon with wins across multiple categories in a full day of competition. In the men's 42-kilometer open race, Jeremiah Shaliahwe claimed victory, finishing in 2 hours, 12 minutes and 22 seconds. Shaliahwe's performance set the pace for a competitive marathon along the coastal route.
The race was not easy since I ran alone. The whole road, if you were watching, I was just running alone, and it's not easy to run alone and then you run your personal best times. That road is not easy because you will find out that in some cases it's not a tire road, but it's like a sand road. And it's also challenging when it comes to the finishing lines. It's not a tire road again, it's interlocks, and interlocks are very difficult to run. And at that point is where you are tired and you need to put more efforts.
In the women's 42-kilometer open category, Salmi Pingana won in 2 hours, 44 minutes and 37 seconds. Her steady pace secured her first place. Polis Dangi spoke on Pingana's behalf as her voice had disappeared after the race.
She was honest. She felt it, especially after she was 9 kilometers to finish. And I can't blame her. The marathon are too much closer. She just ran last month and this month, so 42 at least you need a gap of around about 5 months at least. But she told me that she felt the legs, but she had to push. She knows she have to push because no one was really giving her tough time, so she just have to slow down a bit and see how she gonna close that finishing line.
He also shared his own experience of the event.
A bit challenging now considering my injury because I was not in 21, I registered for 42. So due to an hamstring, I had to pull back and see how am I going to tackle 21 because it's more shorter than 42. I ran 21 and I came number 5 as a first veteran, and I'm happy with that. Doing both running and coaching at the same time, it's something I cannot ask for.
The half marathon produced a winner in Lavinia Haitope, who completed the 21-kilometer race in 1 hour, 15 minutes and 47 seconds. In the 10-kilometer race, Daniel Polis finished first, adding his name to the list of winners.
I just came to test my body. This is the best time to learn for this event. The weather is nice. The problem, the road, having small hills.
Participants in all categories noted the event's organization and the coastal route, highlighting support from spectators and fellow runners.
The race was really good. I love the coastal marathon. Swakop is really good, nice and flat road. So it was my first full marathon. So I'm actually very, very proud of myself that I actually got a medal. So I just wanted to do at least just to run my race, but I'm so happy that I got a medal.
The race, it was my first time running the 10K, but otherwise the race was very nice. I enjoyed the whole route, although there were a lot of hills, and we don't have a lot of hills in Walfish Bay, so it was a challenge, but overall it was a great race.
The challenges, I think, well, when it comes to the coastal runs, the time when the races are starting, I think that it's starting too late. I think the 7 o'clock starting time, especially for 42s, it's not a good thing. I think we need to start 6 o'clock, and then it's going to be a good race. But I think that's the only challenge. And the challenge I understand from other people, they are saying the 42 runners, when they come back at the water points, I think that's an issue. There's not enough water, the water is finished, the drinks are finished, so that's the only challenge.
The Sanlam Alliance Coastal Marathon remains a key road running event in Namibia, attracting top athletes and encouraging participation in competitive running across the country. Meanwhile, in Windhoek, the Namibia Hockey Union is holding mass hockey trials at Windhoek Gymnasium School in Windhoek. More than 400 players from across Namibia are competing for sports in national high-performance squads.
Players from under 13 level up to the senior national teams are participating. Athletes from regions such as Hardap and Irongo are attending in large numbers, hoping to impress the selectors.
It was a very good turnout. I think for the first time we've had over 80 participants per age group and gender, which is in a very long time. We haven't seen that happening. The participation was very well. We had teams come in we had players come in from the coast. We had teams come in from the north as well. So it was full board national, trying to make sure that everyone who plays hockey gets a fair opportunity to represent the country.
Coaches are observing each player closely. Selection is based on skill, fitness and teamwork.
Well, we're looking for individual skill, of course, the technical ability. Outdoor is very technical, so we're looking for 3D skills, players that are powerful, that can throw overheads. And internationally, outdoor hockey is all about speed. So, we're looking for players that are fast. We can turn fast players into good hockey players, but you can't turn slow players into fast players. So.
For many participants, the trials are an opportunity to advance their hockey careers.
Tough to compete with other kids that are older than me. They play tough, and I hope I'm going to be chosen for the team.
It teaches me to always remember that there's always somebody better than you, and you have to work hard, to maintain your, how do I say this? Like when you want to be good, so you have to work hard for it.
I would be ecstatic. I mean, I've trained a lot for this, and I will continue training if I get into the team very hard, and it would be a dream come true.
Final selections will be announced after the trials conclude on Sunday.
Moving on, the 2026 NBA Championship Series has begun, bringing together corporate teams in a series of sporting events.
The tournament started this morning at Eros Primary School in Windhoek, with activities beginning at 7:30 in the morning. A total of 31 corporate companies from across the country are taking part, turning the venue into a center of competition and interaction. The event provides employees an opportunity to step away from daily routines and participate in sporting activities. Throughout the day, players compete in various disciplines while also using the event to connect and build networks outside the workplace. Jethro Kwenani, one of the tournament organizers from the MVA Fund, noted the high turnout and increase in participation compared to last year. He said the growing number of teams reflects companies' focus on employee engagement and teamwork.
11th edition is special in the sense that we have many new teams. It's not just SOEs participating this year, but there's a bumper participation in terms of private companies that have also registered for this event. And we have also introduced pool for the first time this year. Last year we introduced darts, so pool is also the new one this year. The growth is quite massive, especially in soccer and volleyball. There was a large interest in those two sport codes. We unfortunately had to cap entries at about 22 volleyball teams as well as 26 for soccer, but we had over 40 entries in both sport codes, so that is really massive growth for us.
On the court, teams wasted no time making their mark. Road Fund Administration netball coach Immaculata Otner said her team performed well in their opening game against the reigning champions, the Ministry of Health and Social Services, describing it as a strong start to their campaign.
I like the atmosphere, I like the spirit. I'm happy that we took part in these MBA games because it's actually a preparation for our teams. We have the PE games in July that's going to be in Rundu. So for us, really, these games means a lot. It's part of our practice to see whether the readiness for our team. For me, my team, I just want to see their best performance because I'm just now also scouting for the best positions in the team as we are preparing for our PE games. But you always want to win, right? Yes, I mean, if you have to measure yourself, you need to win. Then you see that you are also ready for the games.
On the soccer field, Ministry of Finance player Kandiwapa Amwele highlighted the value of such tournaments, noting that such events help players maintain fitness and provides a space to build relationships that could lead to possible future collaborations.
No, I think it's really a great initiative from the NVA, because bringing together public enterprises, ministries, agencies, just to participate in an event like this is really great for the wellness of the staff members, and I think generally just for our society to engage one another in productive activity like this, it's really great. Yeah, so also like from the health perspective, the wellness perspective, I think initiatives of this nature should really be encouraged.
The competition will conclude with top performing teams receiving medals, trophies and cash prizes for their results in each category.
The Namibia Football Association has successfully wrapped up its administration and management workshop in Rundu as part of efforts to professionalize football. The workshop focused on strengthening club administration, leadership participation, and technical capacity across the football system.
The workshop brought together club administrators, officials, and stakeholders. Workshop instructor Matthew Haikali said professionalizing football requires clubs to move away from relying on volunteers and invest in qualified personnel.
I think one of the things we've realized and engaging with the colleagues, a lot of the clubs have volunteers working for them. If we are going to professionalize the game of football, I think obviously the best thing to be able to do is be able to start making sure that these individuals have the necessary qualifications, but also the issue of passion. Passion is important for the game of football. But I think we need to get into a position where we draw contracts. People have responsibilities, have roles, and have obligations, both sides, both from the clubs and both from the individuals who have been given the responsibilities.
Haikali emphasized that leadership participation is critical in such workshops.
When workshops such as this, where we are trying to lay a foundation, everybody who's leading, your executives, must be able to attend. They can't just be sending your administrators, because if there's a buy-in and the people who are responsible for policy directions, it's going to make it very easy for people who are doing the implementation.
NFA Administrative Officer Justin Hamupolo explained the purpose of the workshop.
So it is then our mandate to ensure that we capacitate football throughout the systems. If we're saying we want to move to a professional space, we also need to make sure that we have competent administrators that understands the processes that are aligned to both FIFA, CAF and COSAFA structures.
Hamupolo also outlined the long-term objective.
So the long-term effects obviously is to look at the professionalization of the sports code itself, but also to ensure that all the systems are aligned and speak to each other, and that there is no one person that doesn't speak the same language.
KK United Administrator Jaco Hayambo said continuous training is necessary to keep up with changes in the game.
For me, for now, what's going on is not enough, because once in a while it's not enough, because policies are changing, laws are changing of the game, and things are changing. So if you can hug it maybe 2 or 3 times a year, it's better, because now the clubs will be up to the current situation or required.
The workshop concluded with participants receiving certificates. Rosvita Unonga, Nbc Sport, Rundu.
Staying with news from Rundu. Following the conclusion of the Namibia Premier Football League, Rundu Chiefs Football Club has outlined its current status after being relegated from the top-tier division. The club's management has since spoken out on the road ahead.
Affectionately known as a Pangero, the club spent one season in the top division, finishing last on the log standings. Since then, the focus has shifted to looking beyond the disappointing campaign, with plans already underway to rebuild and prepare for life in the first division. Club chairman Agrippa Ndongo confirmed that the club will retain its structure despite losing its premiership status.
Well, look, we did not lose anything. That's what I keep telling the people. We only lost a place in the Premier League, But anything else, we lost nothing. I mean, we have our players, we have our management, everything we still have. So whatever we had, we still have it. Only the position in the Premier League. So we go back on the drawing board. We go fight hard. I mean, it's easy now for us on the first division. We just go, we fight hard, and then we come back.
Haindongo acknowledged the setback and expressed hope that the team will regroup.
People should understand that it's football. It's about winning and it's about losing. So just as I've alluded earlier, Rose, that it wasn't our season. I mean, we had all the players that one would think will make it. But we'll go back on the drawing board. We fight hard. We are not going to lose any single player. All our players are going to be with us. So it's going to be very, very easy for us on the first division. So one season, we come back.
While acknowledging what is now regarded as a poor season, Haindongo also took time to congratulate league champions African Stars and runners-up Eshoke Chula Chula. He further offered words of encouragement to fellow relegated teams such as Life Fighters and Tigers, urging them to focus on rebuilding and come back stronger. Meanwhile, head coach Daniel Kafwimbi described the aftermath of the season's outcome, saying it has affected both the team and its supporters.
Beyond of these results of the season, this journey taught me as a leader, in Premier League, you must prepare mentally and physically fit. All the players must be geared up. To bring back Rundu Chiefs to where it belongs, we can do it, but it will be not easy for us because this league which are going to be played in first division, it's like Garamoja football, it's more like rugby. So we must be on our toes.
He said the experience highlighted the need for better preparation, adding that competing in the first division will require adjustments. Team captain Johannes Sifafere thanks supporters for their continued backing.
The pain of this moment is real, but it's overshadowed by my gratitude, by their loyalty. They're the reason we keep on going, and the journey is not over yet. I believe in tomorrow. The future remains bright, and all what we need to do is to turn this setback into setup.
With the season now behind them, the next chapter awaits the Riverside team, which now aims to return to the Premier League as soon as possible. Rosvita Nonga, Nbc Sport, Rundu.
Stay with us as we bring you international stories when we return. Alcaraz to miss French Open because of wrist injury. And Lakers edge Rockets in overtime to move one win from series sweep. These and other stories to follow. Stay with us. Welcome back. We begin with tennis news, where Carlos Alcaraz's hope of a French Open 3 are over after the world number 2's wrist injury has ruled him out of next month's Grand Slam in Paris. Sujitian has all the details.
Alcaraz posted on social media that after seeing a series of test results, he and his team decided that the best course is caution. That means not playing at Rome or Roland Garros while waiting to evaluate his progress before deciding when to return to the court. The Spaniard also described the setback as difficult, and the 7-time major champion picked up the injury in the first round of this month's Barcelona Open and subsequently pulled out of the tournament. Scans show that the issue was more serious than initially thought, and the 22-year-old then skipped the Madrid Open. After lifting the trophy at the Australian Open in January, Alcaraz was seeking a third straight French Open crown, but will now skip his season's entire clay court swing. He saved his free championship points against Jannik Sinner in last year's marathon final at Roland Garros before coming out on top after more than 5 hours on the court. Upon hearing this news, Italy's current world number one took time during a post-match interview in Spain's capital to wish his top rival a quick recovery.
First of all, tennis needs Carlos. Tennis is a much better spirit when he's around, and also for me personally, it's nice when he's around. It makes me look also, and in the draw and in single matches, in a different way. Even though if I would face Carlos, would always be in the final, being number 1 and 2 seed. That's the case, but. Yeah, being young, going through difficult moment, it can happen. I do believe he's gonna come back stronger than before, and I send him a speedy recovery, even though it's painful and very sad for all tennis.
Those comments followed Sinner's comeback victory against French qualifier Benjamin Bonzi in his opening match in the Spanish capital. The world number one, serving at the top of the screen, battles to set point in the first set tiebreaker, but is unable to convert. His 104th ranked opponent reels off 3 straight points to grab the lead after the Italian chips long. But the top seed pushes things to another gear in the second set and seals breaks in the 4th and 6th games on his way to prevailing 6-1 and forcing a decider. Sinner has lifted trophies in Paris, Indian Wells, Miami, and Monte Carlo, while aiming to become the first player since 1990 to win 5 straight Masters 1000 titles. He stays on course after breaking Bonzi in the 5th game and converting match point with a drop shot. The 24-year-old extends his winning streak to 23 matches at Masters 1000 events, and the 4-time Grand Slam champion's next opponent will be Danish qualifier Elmer Mahler.
On the women's side, at the Madrid Open, China's reigning Olympic gold medalist Zhang Qinwen battled from behind to beat America's Sophia Kenin in 3 sets and advanced to the round of 32.
The 32nd seeded Zhang, serving at the bottom of the screen, is playing her first match on clay this season and drops the first set 6-1 after her forehand sails long. But the 2024 Australian Open finalists' adjustments became obvious at the beginning of the second set, hitting the ball with greater shape and more consistency against the 2020 Australian Open winner. The 23-year-old forces a decider 6-3, and the third set is patchier for Zhang. Although an early 2-love deficit proves to be just a blip, which she quickly erases after leveling at 2-2 with a furious forehand. Although Kenin has opportunities to regain a foothold in the match, she's not able to reclaim the momentum. China's world number 36 clinches her spot in the 3rd round with another powerful forehand, and Zhang's next opponent will be Kazakhstan's 2nd seed, Elena Rybakina.
Yeah, it was not easy, especially in a long time I didn't compete. Coming back from the injury, for me, it takes time to find the match rhythm. But what I'm really happy about today is I found a way to win a match, which means I got a next chance, next match for playing good. And I really enjoy to play here in Madrid, and I was so happy to win. Yeah.
And for golf, we swing over to the China Open in Shanghai, where South Africa's Shaun Norris and Austria's Bernd Websberger share a 1-stroke lead after the second round at 12 under par.
The 43-year-old Norris drains 5 birdies in the round for a score of 67, while the 8-time European Tour winner Weisberger cards 7 birdies and 2 bogeys for a 66. That leaves the duo tied at 12 under par, 130. In this event, co-sanctioned by the China and DP World Tours. But a pair of home hopes are looking to chase them down, with Zhou Yanhan and Chai Bo-wen still firmly in the hunt. They stand just 1 stroke behind the co-leaders heading into the final 36 holes of the tournament. Australia's Tony Chen Kwan Yu, who earned his place through the event's 36-hole qualifier, fired a 67 to sit 3 shots back. And he's tied for 6th place with Francis Tom Vajant and Darius Van Driel of the Netherlands. Defending champion U Anshu improved with a 6.767 to comfortably make the cut at -2, and the 40-year-old is now lurking 6 shots from the top of the board.
Finally, the Los Angeles Lakers moved to the brink of a first-round sweep after securing a dramatic 112-108 overtime victory over the Houston Rockets to take a 3-0 lead in their Western Conference playoff series.
The contest delivered a historic moment in the second quarter as LeBron James found Bronny James for a 25-foot three-pointer, marking the first father-son assist in NBA playoff history, giving the Lakers a 50-40 advantage. Houston responded strongly after the break, with Amen Thompson's driving dunk helping the Rockets stay within touching distance as momentum swung throughout the third quarter. The fourth quarter produced a frantic finish with LeBron James leading the charge for Los Angeles. He knocked down a late 24-foot jumper to tie the game at 101 with just seconds remaining, forcing overtime after both sides traded crucial baskets down the stretch. In the extra period, Rui Hachimura gave the Lakers the edge with a driving layup before Marcus Smart stepped up from the free throw line, calmly converting 2 crucial shots to extend the lead. LeBron James finished with 29 points, including the clutch three-pointer that forced overtime, while Smart played a key role in sealing the win. The Lakers can now wrap up the series in Game 4, with another victory set to complete a clean sweep on the road.
Shaliahwe and Pingana win, while Haitope and Polis take shorter races in Sanlam Alliance Coastal Marathon. Namibia Hockey Union hosts mass trials to form national squads. And Alcaraz to miss French Open because of wrist injury. That's all we have for you tonight on NBC Sport News from the Dome in Swakopmund. Don't forget, you can scan the QR code on your screen to stay connected with us online and catch all the latest sport updates anytime. That's all we have for you tonight. From me, Janet Kauses, good night.